Hello everyone, JRR here, and today we're going over thrill seeking and sports, I guess, certain sports. Okay, like my disclaimer stated at the beginning, because I have to put those because if I don't put those, someone's going to think, oh, he's wearing a military jacket. He must be speaking on behalf of the branch of service he's in. No, I'm not using my rank. I took the rank off. I'm not using my rank. I'm not speaking on behalf of any service. This is just my personal opinion on the thrill seeking and certain sports that make no sense to me. To me, make no sense. Or maybe just the rules that make no sense. Let me go ahead and give you. Let me just go ahead and go through this. Nice and steady, nice and easy, nice and even. Certain sports I personally understand. I do. I understand certain sports. European rugby or American football. American soccer or European football. I understand those. I understand dodgeball. All the rules in a nutshell on all those make sense. In two cases, you're trying to get a ball into a goal. And in dodgeball, you're trying to, well, dodge ball. It can't be any clearer than that. I'm sorry, it really can't. Now, there are other sports that make a lot of sense to me, and there's a lot of sports that make no sense. And if I sit here and go over every freaking sport, it's going to be a long day. So, we are going to sum this up with the major ones I have issues with. Since we are dealing with sports, and I'll start with sports because I'm already on it. Uh, Baseball and golf. These are two sports that have to deal with the ball. It has to deal with striking a ball in particular. You have to strike a ball. Now, baseball, your opponent, there's an opponent. He's called a pitcher, and he has a ball. And you have to hit this ball. You have to hit this ball that he's holding. And he has trick pitches. It can break the ball, it can curve, it can go around the corner, it can bounce off the. All sorts of shit he can do with this ball. Yet you are supposed to take the stick, and you're supposed to hit this ball. Okay, hit this ball, no problem. Why is it in baseball people can scream and cheer and hackle and it's okay and the players are just like, yeah, the fuck ever, and they hit the ball and it goes. Now, this ball can travel anywhere between softball speeds of 10 miles an hour or 5 to 10 miles an hour. I don't know who's did it. I don't have a speed gun. I don't sit there at the softball field all day. I don't do that. Sorry. So I'm going to presume 5 to 10 miles an hour at best at softball. Well, no, I take it back because there are some people who can pitch that fucking softball underhanded really fucking fast. Which still goes by the rest of my point. Anything over 10 miles an hour. This thing that's going at 10 miles an hour. I don't care if you're playing baseball or softball. 10 miles an hour is still 10 freaking miles an hour with this little freaking projectile. It's a projectile, people. It's a projectile. It hits you in the head. You're done. Wow, that actually did sting. If it hits you in the head, you're pretty much done. Period. That's why they wear helmets. Well, that's not why. Bullshit. Bullshit. Now, this ball goes at least 5 miles an hour. At the very least. At the very minimum. 5 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour. Untrained person doing a softball pitch, at least 5 miles an hour. Given. The I'm sorry. The actual football, the baseball, sorry, the actual baseball league, these guys are paid to throw this ball at such speeds that I can't legally drive my car in Japan or the States, and I can only legally drive my car at the speeds that they throw this ball in Germany on the Autobahn. And yet, people can make all the noise they want in the audience. Meanwhile, on the flip side of this, playing golf, the ball is perfectly still. It's not moving. It's not going to get up. It's not going to grow teeth. It's not going to gnash at you. It's not going to cut your shin. It is sitting still. In fact, when you first start, it's usually on a little tee. Oh, wait a minute. Double R just stumbled on something that now causes a problem. If you have to be completely quiet for golfers because the ball is on a tee when it starts, and they hit it, and you have to be completely quiet because it takes intense concentration to hit a perfectly still ball into the distance, then if you're playing t-ball, if you're around for a t-ball game, should you not stay silent as well? It's on a tee. The ball is completely still. It is on a tee. This little kid has to concentrate on hitting this ball that is on a tee. And they have to concentrate on hitting this. And this ball will now go at least 3 to 5 miles an hour, if not more, depending on how good the kid is, flying at someone else's kid at these speeds. And this other kid has to catch it. This is why most kids get the frickin' A out the way. Let's be honest. I see a ball coming at me. Guess what? My mind goes back to dodgeball. Ch-chick. Dodgeball. That ball's gonna hurt me. I'm getting out of the way. I don't know. Maybe it's just logic. Thrill seeking. Since I already covered sports, see how it sounded? I actually stopped. I gave a pause this time. I paused. I waited. And now I'm going to go on to the next subject. Thrill seeking. Thrill seeking. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a boring old man. But I don't see the point in certain things. I'm thrill seeking. I just don't. The running of the bulls. A lot of bulls go running on the street, and you got to run in front of them. Why? 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 Why do you want to run in front of a stampeding herd of bulls? Is that even right? Herd of bulls? Herd of bulls? I'm going with it. Fuck it. Why would you want to run in front of a bunch of stampeding bulls? A herd of stampeding bulls. Why? 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 Someone tell me why. Because it's fun and you might get hurt. You want to know what else might get me hurt? Going up against a samurai. Standing in front of a moving car. Running across the Autobahn. I might die. Hey, here's a fun idea. I'm going to play paintball with no protective gear whatsoever. Good idea. That is extreme dodgeball. There's your thrill seeking. Dodge bullets. Good luck. I don't know, maybe it's just, again, that's just me. There's a herd of stampeding bulls. Why would I want to run in front of them? I can't figure it out. I just can't. I don't get it. Why? Bareback horse riding. Okay, I could let that slide. It's not exactly thrill seeking, it's a sport. You pretty much grab onto this horse and you pray for the best that it doesn't buck you to fuck off. I get that. I mean, hell. It was back in the day. Cowboys. Makes sense to me. It really does. It makes perfect sense. It's cowboys. Da, 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 da. They're cowboys, and they're riding a horse, and the horse is going to freak out. Okay, I get that. No problem. I get it. Why is there bull riding? That I don't get. What, were you in the middle of running on the bulls and you decide, hey, I am epic. I'm going to go from running away from bulls to a bullfighter to bull riding. I'm on a bull. Why are you riding a fucking bull? Why? 25th of our alphabet. Why? It's mind blowing. Oh my brain. Why would you ride a bull? Why? Here's an idea. grab onto a Siberian tiger and pull back on the head and see if you can piss it off. I'm pretty sure it's going to try to kill you. A lot. Especially if it's a real fucking tiger. We just trying to show that we're badass. Really? Okay, how about you sit on top of an aircraft with no pads and hold on to the window? That's just stupid. So is bull riding. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Bareback horse riding, I can see. Because it's applied. It can be applied. It's applicable. Back in old days it was, anyway. In the Olympics, they're throwing javelins and they're throwing this big ass heavy ball called a hammer. And they're doing gymnastics and all this happy stuff in the middle, and so I could see horseback riding. I could see that because the Olympics have the old style sports and such. For the cowboys, it was horseback riding. I could see that. Calf roping. I could see that. It's like Olympics. But running in front of a herd of bulls, I don't get that. I can't. I don't get it. And then on top of that sport, that thrill-seeking idea, there's bungee jumping, where I swear the person who made up bungee jumping had to have been a fucking gangster or something. Gangster, mafia member, I don't know, something, some sort of mobster. Let's be honest. They wrap up your ankles, they tether your ankles to the item that you're about to jump off of, or be pushed off of, or shoved off of. You're tethered with a big fancy rubber band. And you go off and you pray that their measurements are correct. Because if they say it's a 300-foot drop and they attach you to a 400-foot rubber band, you are bouncing. And again, I laugh. And I will mock. Now, if it's a 300-foot drop and they gave you a 289-foot tether, I almost hope, no, even all physics state they're going to hit the ground still. And what do you tell the next person? Oh, I'm a little off. Astronaut. No, thank you very much. You can keep your fucking rubber band, and if you try to put it on my feet, I will wrap it around your neck and I will kick you off this bridge. Bye-bye. This is just my personal opinion. But rubber band, running in front of a herd of bulls. Both of these don't sound like good ideas to me. Now, to add on top of that, the kibosh. Jumping out of perfectly good airplanes. Skydiving. Perfectly good airplanes. Perfectly good airplanes. And they want me to jump out of it. Okay. Alright, people. Let's do some mathematical figures here. Do you understand jumping out of a perfectly good airplane with a harness and you're hoping that a bunch of cloth is just going to hold you up? Now, with this cloth in this backpack, and you're supposed to pull a cord. There's like 2, 3, 4 cords, and you pull a cord. Hopefully, it's going to work the first time. The fact that you're jumping out of an airplane in the first place, you shouldn't even need to be doing that. But I like the feeling of falling. Ooh. Okay. Translation? Turn around and walk away from me. That's what that means. So whenever y'all see this, that means something stupid was said in my general vicinity, and I am directing that person to turn around and walk away from me. Period. I don't want them near me. Stupidity is contagious, and if it's near me, that means I'm going to hear someone else say something stupid, and I'm going to start choking folks, and that's bad for me. Really, really bad. So, here we go. Jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. Why? Running in front of bulls. Why? I'm expecting one day someone's going to pull all this shit together, and they're going to jump out of the airplane. Okay, they're going to jump out of the airplane. Ah! Pull the chute. Hopefully it's going to work. And if it doesn't, I'm going to laugh. Again. But they pull it, and it opens up. And they land. Yay! And they take off the horse quickly because they're in front of a bunch of bulls that are running after them. So they're running. They make it to wherever they need to go. Turn away from the bulls. Get strapped in, and they bungee jump. And that would just be the ultimate thrill-seeking day. Probably you'd have a heart attack and a half, but it's okay. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't. Somebody. Yeah. Thrill seeking? I don't get. You want to be a thrill seeker? How about you go do some high impact sports? But that just hurts. Yeah. How about you go into a paintball field? Run across the Autobahn. I don't know. Try to do gymnastics with no ability. We see enough of that on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. People failing at flips and shit. Which I still mock and laugh. Well, I don't see you doing any better, because I know I'm not going to do any better. I understand that. I accept that. I know my limitations. I can't accept it. That's just the way I see things. It's just my opinion. Especially for thrill seeking, it's just my opinion. And whether you agree with me or not, that's fine. That's your prerogative. Everyone has their own opinions. It's just in some cases, I don't see the point. I really don't. Running in front of a herd of bulls. I don't see why. Why would you ever even remotely do that? Running away from a stampede of anything is bad. If they're stampeding, it's bad. It's going to cause a problem. Why are people surprised when they get hurt when they do certain stupid shit? I don't get it. Is human stupidity really going to that new level of, oh, I got hurt. What happened? I was run over by a bunch of bulls. Were you out on the range or something and their bulls just got loose or some shit? No, it was over with the running of the bulls, and I was really quick, and I was up in front. I got tripped, and I got ran over. So, in a nutshell, you're telling me you're not going to survive a horror movie where the killer's going to be chasing you because you're going to trip and fall. Good to know. If the killer starts showing up in my neighborhood, what's your phone number? I'm going to call you up. What's your phone number? I mean, seriously. Some people get piercings, some people get tattoos to get over that adrenaline issue. Okay, cool, whatever. You do what you need to do. You accept the fact of what's coming. Fine, I get that. Cool. But people who do thrill seeking, I'm not knocking y'all. You're doing something to get the rush and whatever. Cool, fine, whatever. But at the same time, if you end up getting hurt at any point, don't look surprised. I mean, seriously. I mean, when people die from bungee jump, when the cord fails or something, I feel sorry for the family, but I couldn't feel sorry for them because they agreed. It's like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to strap myself into a rubber band and jump. I know it's not really a funny thing to talk about, but at the same time, it's one of those. It's like what I talked about earlier. Yeah, someone has a gun, and they put a magazine in the gun. And you tell them, hey, you just put a magazine in the gun. They're like, yeah, I know. And then they cock it. You know, and they chamber around into the gun. And you're sitting there and you're like, dude, you just put a bullet in there. You do realize if you put it on fire and you pull the trigger, you're going to shoot this. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. And then you just select her and there you go. To fire. Dude, seriously, if you pull the trigger now, wherever you're aiming at, the bullet's gonna go in that general direction. Oh yeah, I know. And then they pull it up to like here, to the shoulder, and they pull the trigger. And then they look shocked and surprised that the bullet hit him in the shoulder. I was shot! Motherfucker, I was watching the whole damn time. I told you it was gonna happen. I told you it was gonna happen. Hell, you know what? Give me the fucking gun. I'm gonna shoot you in the knee. What? I'm gonna point the gun at your knee. I know there's like 12 other bullets in here. I'm gonna point the gun at your knee and I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna pull the trigger and there's gonna be a bullet that comes out of here and it's gonna go into your knee. Ah, my knee! See? I told you what was gonna happen. I told you twice. Why are you surprised? Because you shot me in the knee. Does the shoulder hurt? Well, yeah, it still hurts. You did that to yourself. Don't go to the hospital, you dumbass. I mean, jeez. What the hell? I got run over by a bull. Why were you near Rolls? I mean, don't get me wrong. If the death happens to somebody and it's completely left field, like if you're watching NASCAR, there's another sport I don't really get. Look, ma, I turned left. Sorry. I don't get NASCAR. Let's tell you, I don't get NASCAR. It's a race going in a circle. Other racing is a race going on a track. Way to go! I got a fast car that can go around. Yeah. Way to go! You got a good machine. You got someone who can drive a good machine. That's like people who try to make Texas Holdem a fucking Olympic sport. It's not a sport! Cards are not a sport! Hell, if you get Texas Holdem in there, let me know. Let me know if you get Texas Holdem into Olympic sports. I don't care how big your petition is. Let me know if you get Texas Holdem into Olympic sports. Because I'm going to petition for chess, for blackjack, for poker, normal poker, checkers, tic-tac-toe. You see what I'm getting with this? Bejeweled, World of Warcraft. That's probably in the video game league. I don't give a shit about the video game league right now. You put a fucking card game into the Olympics, I'm going to throw every fucking game at you. We're going to have the Olympic championship of Monopoly. Why? Gee, why? Because you put cards in there. Olympic sports. Hell, I would sooner put bareback horse riding for an Olympic sport. I would actually sign that petition before I would for Texas Hold'em. I'm gonna be dead honest. Why? I understand bareback riding as a sport. I understand dodgeball as a sport. Texas Hold'em is not a sport. It's playing cards. Cards. You know what? You get Texas Hold'em in there, I'm going to get Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, the Pokemon trading card game. Yeah, see? I could throw card games out there too. Texas Hold'em is not a sport. So whoever decided to make that petition needs to really consider things. Just because it's popular does not make it a sport. You got this? So, I've covered sports and I've covered thrill-seeking. Yes, there's a long pause because I still don't understand what the point is of running in front of fucking bulls. I'm not going to get myself angry. I'm not going to work myself up. I'm going to let it go right there. It's slightly amusing to think about it. I got a rubber band on my ankles. Ah! Double R, don't say nothing. You want me to do that next? Yeah. I was just here to see what the whole hoopla was. Still not seeing it. Hey, let's go jump out of a perfectly good airplane and do some fancy tricks and spin around and yada yada yada. My life is literally on two lines, and if they will fail, I just go splat. Well, it's not going to just fail. There's a very low probability. If the Autobahn is clear and I sprint across, there's a very low probability I'll be hit by a bus. I might be hit by a car, but I won't be hit by a bus. uh, I. Good night, everybody. As you can tell, my head hurts a little bit thinking about fucking thrill-seeking bullshit. Hey, let's play Russian roulette. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah. I have just about the same chance of surviving Russian roulette as I would be going to Spain, running in front of a herd of fucking bulls that are on a rampage and wanting to run me and gore me and try to kill me and stomp on my face and make me into pie.